The leg. It's going to be... They put the wire under the leg. Are you going for red this time? Can you make sure it's on?
No,
Panic.
red.
No, I don't mind. Look at this. It's like twice in 2 days.
And just remember, now all you smart ones out there, is that on? All you smart ones out, I know what you do. You quickly try and copy this and then come in. This will only work today, Dread. So unless you're fast and you get down.
Are you telling people to do fraud?
I've seen it. It's happened before. Did you know what happened? Yeah, it's happened before, and that's why they're being smart now. So that's why I'm keeping on having a laugh, because these get changed regularly.
Yeah, they'd usually change the colours.
What are you going to do with yours when you're done?
I keep them. It's like memorabilia for me. So
I'm
my
auctioning
grandkids...
mine off when I've done with it.
No, my grandkids will say, oh, Mum went there, Mum went there.
Yeah.
Nan went there, Grandma.
Yeah. I'm going to make a raise.
Gilf went there. Anyway, I'm back with Johnny Nelson. Johnny Nelson was on it together on Saturday night, and now we're together again.
Yeah, twice in win 7 waves. We're good. Good one.
All right. It's here.
Well on. Have you heard the news about Billy Joe Saunders?
No.
Billy Joe Saunders has been requested by Benn. He's been officiated by Benn to go in the dressing room of Eubanks Jr. to check the raps.
You joking?
Trust me, I rang Billy.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking. I'm like, nah, man. I rang Billy Joe, said, yo, is this true? He went, yes. And I, excuse my French, pissed myself laughing, because it'd be like, and I'm trying to think of some kind of analogy. The silly analogy I did on Sky Sports News was, it'd be like a husband having his mistress move into the house while his wife's in the bedroom next door. It's like taking her piss. It's taking, so can you imagine Billy Joe going into the dressing room saying, no, those raps are wrong.
Yes,
you got to do them again. You know what I mean? You got to do them again.
And you know Billy Joe can wind people up. He's got them mind
I just
games.
spoke to Billy there. Billy said, you know I'm going to have fun, don't you? And I thought, genius move. Now, I don't know if that's Connor's idea or that was Eddie's idea, but whoever's idea it was, juicy.
Let's see if it really happens.
He's coming.
Is he?
I phoned him on the phone. He was loud on the phone. I went, it's happening. Yeah, it's come. Boom, done. So unless for some way, somehow, Chris says he ain't coming in, you've got to get somebody else. You know, I don't know if he's allowed to do that.
Yeah, I think they might be able to, yeah.
Why?
He might be able to object.
What on what grounds?
Know.
I don't like him.
Maybe you'll find some grounds.
I don't like him, like,
conflict,
that's not good enough.
I don't know. Maybe you'll find something. Yeah. Who knows? But I tell you what, it's heating up. Because I haven't been here all week. How has it been for the fighters every day to be out here, to be...
It's pretty cool, pretty calm. Connor came and did an interview with us. Chris didn't do anything with us yesterday. Connor came and did an interview with us, and he's just a likeable kid, man.
He is, isn't he?
He's just a likeable kid, and so when Connor came to do the interview with us, I smiled, and he's just... It's nice. It's nice. Somebody you can relate to him. He's a boy, young boy, enjoying what he's doing. It's like, yeah, it's serious.
He's very
personal.
Passionate.
Yeah, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Where Chris is aloof. So with Chris being aloof, it's hard to get a read on him. It's hard to get a touch on him to think, I get that. But I understand Chris wants to be like that because he don't want to be all this here. He don't like this. He don't like this circus. So therefore, he's like, I don't care what you lot think of me. I'm not playing your silly games. I like how he's conducted Piers Morgan, Eddie Hearn, Connor. Everybody and anybody. He's like, I'm doing it my way. And he's kept cool no matter what they poked and prodded him with.
Reading the fighters, I mean, all of this, like you said, this is the theatrics part of the boxing, isn't it? What do you see both of those fighters taking into the ring on Saturday night? You're saying that Chris is cool, Connor's wears his heart on his sleeve. Which part of that do you believe is going to transpire into the ring come Saturday night? Because that's what I mean.
All of it.
You really think that character...
Connor needs it. Connor needs
He needs the emotion?
He needs the emotion. Some fighters need the emotion.
Why?
Derek Chisora
People are saying that it's dangerous.
No, some fighters need that emotion to motivate them, to drive them on. Some fighters need to be cool and calm so they can think straight. I can remember there was a guy in our gym called John Buster Keaton, and he would fight face forward, boom, straight in. And I used to say to him, why do you fight like that? He said, because it's easier. It's easier than fighting like you because you have to think about it. You think about throwing a jab. I just like to get stuck in. And so I can't understand that. But some man, they like that. That's the drive. And Connor's one of those men that likes to have a tear-up, fight off emotion.
So you're saying that one potentially is going in there with the thinking brain as a boxer and the other one going in there to fight?
Yes. Yeah.
How do they meet, Johnny? Because this is now two completely... I get it, people are different anyway, but now we've got completely different aspects going into the ring.
So it's 18 foot inside the ring now. Pick the smallest ring you possibly could do.
Why? I've
nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You've got to face me. Matthew Macklin came out with a right line saying, well, what if Chris starts pushing Conor back? We got a problem. We've also got a tear up inside the phone box. So the small ring's being requested. So it is a tear up. So Conor's not going looking for it. So he's getting exactly what he wants. When I heard that, I thought this fight is not going past 6 rounds.
It's not past 6.
No, it's not going past 6 rounds.
How are they going to start?
Fast. Common sense tells you it's got to be fast. If Conor's going to go in there to try and be smart and cute, he's going to lose.
Conor doesn't start slow though, does he, to be
he's
fair?
going in there with someone taller, naturally bigger, naturally heavier. He's going to lose. So therefore, he knows what he shouldn't do and what he should do. Pace will be his key.
Well, with the ring that size, and don't get me wrong, it can happen when you've got that boxing IQ, like you said, potentially Eubanks going in there with that thinking boxing style. That short ring, walking into shots because you've not really got that much room to move.
That's what he's been working on. I spoke to Junior's coach, and he was saying, look, this fight is so even, it's untrue.
Really?
Yeah, and it's about that. Who wants it the most? So he understands. I know what this is needed. This boy listens to me, gets the job done. If he doesn't, this fight is as hard as he makes it. Great fight.
What makes... All right, then. So, like I said, I need to speak to you about this because you're the ex-fighter. You're Chris Eubank Jr. You fight like him. I need you in his head. When he goes in there, what does he need to do to secure that win?
Chris needs to make Conor box on the back foot.
Okay.
Because Conor is less effective off the back foot.
Okay.
Take the pace away from him, push him back, make him box on the back. So he's not as strong. There's no leverage. There's no pull, no snap on the shot because he's having to box on the back foot. That's what Chris needs to do. Surprisingly, you never know. Conor might come out and try and box him. It'd be silly if he did. But Chris needs to push Conor back, get him on the back foot, make him box defensively instead of offensively. If he does that, Conor is less effective.
The other way around.
Yeah.
What does Conor need to do?
Conor needs to put it on him. Take the pace away from him.
So the
put it on him.
fighter wins.
Yeah, needs to put it on him. Take the pace away from him. Take the pace away from him. Well, I was going to teeth that drink. You watch what I do there. I teeth that drink. Shh. Oh, damn, the camera's on. I was only joking. Cut that bit out.
No. I ain't cutting shit out. Anyway, back to Conor.
Yeah, what were we saying?
Basically, you were saying the front foot fighter wins.
Yeah.
Conor's got to go in there.
Who's going to
the
control the front foot fight?
All right, then. So what do you think Chris Eubanks like on the back foot? I've seen him fight on the back foot, though.
But Chris can box better on the back foot than Conor.
Gosh.
He can box better on the back foot. He can box front foot and back foot. And so
is this where the experience kicks in?
That's where the experience kicks in. But it's also a case of what has Chris got left? Because I remember when Tony Bellew boxed David Hay.
Yes.
And Tony Bellew before the fight said his legs have gone. And I'm like, what?
Whose legs have gone?
David Hay's legs have gone.
Yeah.
And so it's obviously Tony had been watching him for a while for him to make that assessment before any of us even clocked it. He was right.
He was.
He was right. Look what happened. And Conor's saying his chin's gone. He ain't got a chin anymore.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he ain't got a chin anymore. I'm like thinking, what have I not seen? Now, I've not studied Chris like Conor has, but if he's seen something, he's seen some. So that's what he's going to aim for.
Okay, let's move down the card because we can talk about that all day long.
Yeah.
All right, Lyndon Arthur, Anthony Yarde, the trilogy.
Lyndon Arthur is that light heavyweight that slid under the radar, doesn't get the recognition that your Boatses, your Yards, your Smiths. Because I don't know why he slid under the radar. I don't know if it's because of his promotion outfit. I don't know if it's the style. He's never got the respect that he deserves, even though he's put up some amazing fights. This is a good fight. This is a good fight.
Even though it's a trilogy.
Yeah, because shall I tell you why? They both know each other. They both know what they can do, what they can't do, and it's a case of who's deteriorated the most since the last box, and that will decide fight 3.
Who do you think wins? Because you've got no horse in the race in that fight.
Well, if I'm honest with you, I'm a fan of Yards, but I'm a fan of Lyndon. But I wasn't impressed with Yards' last fight. That's the honest truth.
Yeah, it was on Sky, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with his last fight. And I thought, what's gone missing? So maybe he boxed under par because he didn't lift himself for that fight. But on that performance, I wasn't impressed with it. Bless you.
Okay. This is the fight that I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
Chef Clark, Vidal Riley. I really love this fight because I've been asking Chef Clark for this fight. I've been asking Vidal Riley about this fight.
Yeah,
so many times before.
So for Vidal Ryder, the problem
Yeah.
is this: Vidal's a very good fighter.
He is.
Potentially could be a better fighter, but there's not been enough consistency in his career for us to see.
Whose
him
fault's that,
improve.
though?
It's not his fault. And some of it is through injury, but there's not been enough consistency in his career for his development to be where it should be.
Okay.
And so that's the problem. So this is one of those fights where he's going to have to dig in deep.
Dig deep.
But he's smart enough and sharp enough to get the job done. But it's a good fight. Chef Claw, you don't write that boy off. Because if you meet anybody with
He's powerful.
Yeah, big D energy, that's him. That's him, man.
Okay. McKenna, Smith.
Love that fight. Smith.
Oh, that's a fight that's gone under the radar a little bit, to be fair.
Radar. McKenna, he's hungry, he's young, he's enthusiastic, and he loves a ding-dong. And he's got to throw caution to the ring and put it on Smith. Because if he doesn't, Smith will use his experience, his knowledge, and beat him. So McKenna's got to put it on him. McKenna loves to tear up. He's got to put it on him. Anything less, he loses.
Interesting. A fight that is another good fight, to be fair. Brandon Glanton, I had a look at his work before, but we know what CBS is about.
Yeah.
We know he's tough. We know that he can get through some really hard battles.
Yeah, but we
he
also
doesn't
know
stop, does he?
we also know they both get hit a lot.
Yeah.
And so it's a case of whose punch resistance is going to last out the longest. That's what it's about. They both
Interesting.
only get hit a lot. So who's the freshest? Whose punch resistance is going to stand up to them all?
Who would you say is the freshest?
Glandon.
Yeah.
And so he's a shorter fighter, but it's a case of fitness. You know, Bill and Smith's fitness is ridiculous. He gets hit too much, but so does Glanton. So it's one of those fights. This won't go the distance.
Finally, we've seen Ben Shalom and Eddie Hearn do quite a few duets. I was
That'd be a
speaking
good
to
fight.
Frank Warren about. I was speaking to Frank Warren about it today. It's like seeing them together, little bit of a bromance forming.
There ain't no bromance, trust me. But go on.
No, you go on.
No, you know what? I think Ben is in a great position where he's like, you've not invited me to the party,
And I'm here anyway.
but I'm here anyway. What are you going to do about it? And regardless, Eddie's and your Franks hate him being here. But he's like that annoying nut that's like, he's like, nutweed, I ain't going anywhere. I'll keep rocking up. I'll keep bringing the fighters. I'll keep being on the A or B side of a fight.
Well, this is like Boxer versus Matchroom anyway. I think they've mentioned, I think Ben has said a couple of times he wants like the 5v5 with Boxer and Matchroom. But this kind of like introduces it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And that's what I'm saying. And these are the things, listen, Turkey, Al-Sheikh, Riyadh season has made these things happen. Made
You
man
can't
work
argue
together.
with that.
So you've got to give him
No,
props.
you can't.
man.
You can't argue with that.
You got. These are the
There's
things
no
I
way
should
you
have
can
happened a
argue with
long
that.
time ago, and he's made it happen. And so, no matter what you think, you've got to respect him for it.
So what's going to happen next with you guys, with Boxer, with the fight after this? I know that you've got Callum Simpson coming up. I was speaking to Frank. He said he's got some, announcements that are happening next week. He's pushing forward. He's making sure we're keeping these UK shows going. I'm very patriotic, so I get excited when I hear about there's going to be another show announced.
Yeah.
But what about Sky Sports and Boxer? What can we expect from you guys?
I'm not in the top office. I'm
You
like
keep
you.
saying that,
I'm like
Johnny.
you.
Why are you not in the top office? You were built
because-
in with the furniture. You were there when they moved into the office.
This office has been there a long time, and
Are you banned from the office, Johnny? Are you barred?
I'm
Be
always
like me.
trying to teeth the drinks. It's left one day. I'm going to get it. But you know what? You got to remember this.
Yeah.
Sky's been in boxing for over 40 years.
Yep.
They've always been the wisest, the smartest, and made the right moves. So if other people think that, all the worries, all the stress and everything, other people think that, and here we go again, you keep making the same mistake over and over again. The one thing you can't buy, borrow, pretend to have is experience.
True.
That's what Sky's got. Amongst them all, they all come and they all go. And Sky's still there consistency. So regardless of what Ben's doing with Boxer, or Eddie's doing with Matchroom, or Frank's doing with whoever with the Queensbury in the zone, Sky have been consistent. Do you remember Satanta coming through?
Yeah.
Do you remember Box Nation?
Yeah.
Do you remember? They all came and gone. We're gonna change the world. Who's been there consistently? Because I've heard all these scaremongering and all these rumours fly around once a new boy comes on the block, and Sky just sit back and like, go on.
I like that. Fighting talk from Johnny Nelson, the man himself. Thank you once again for your time. I'll see what content I can get today. Who knows what's going to happen? Look at Derek Chisora, he's here. He's bound to cause some trouble later.
I'm going to cause some trouble.
He's hobbling.
I'm
But
gonna-
anyway,
Can't say, oh, that's where is it?
He's
I'm
just
going to
walked
jump
through
on his
the door.
back, give him a hard time.
yeah, go on then. Huh? I'll see you later, Johnny. And thank you. You know, somebody said, commented that we should get a room in the
Really?
comments on my last. They don't understand the banter that we have.
You don't know, I'm a gentleman. I wouldn't do that
You're
to
like
you.
a big brother to me.
Oh yeah. Okay,
You
so that's
are.
what I'm saying.
Why would you
get
look
your,
at- why would you look
come
at-
take your big brothers? Don't do that to little sisters. Oh yeah, get your dirty mind out the gutter. We don't do that stuff.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.